Me, a baker. Yeah. And you know what I'm going to bake? Cookies.
Hello everyone. I wanted to share a very easy cookie recipe. It only uses 4 ingredients. I'm doubling the recipe today to share these with my family, but I will give you the basic recipe in the description of this video as well as in the subtitles. I'm using 2 cups of peanut butter. You can use creamy or chunky, and you can also use almond butter or any nut butter that you prefer. You can also use chickpeas. I have used them many times to make cookies and brownies and cakes, and they work beautifully. You just need to take the time to remove the skins and to grind them up very, very well. But that may be in another video. Okay, well, I'm going to put in the brown sugar first. I have 1 1/4 cups. The original recipe calls for 3/4 a cup, and when I double it, I always take out 1/4 cup of sugar because they are really sweet, and I really don't like super sweet things, and it doesn't affect the recipe whatsoever. Okay, now I'm going to add 2 eggs. All right, we're going to mix it up very, very well until it is just all the clumps are gone. And you can also use a hand mixer if you prefer. And now I'm going to add the peanut butter. And a little trick that I do is I put butter inside the bowl so that the peanut butter comes out very easily. When I put them in cup measures or anything like that, it's just that where it'll come out easily and it doesn't stick and be a problem. So, okay, and we are going to whisk that together very, very well. Doesn't take very long. And last, we're going to add our baking soda. It is 1.5 teaspoons. The normal recipe is 3/4 a teaspoon, but since I'm doubling it, that's what I'm using. And once you start to stir this, it's going to start to get very thick. So I normally do this in my Cuisinart, which makes it really easy on my arms and my wrists, but it was okay today. It worked out pretty well. Just make sure you get it all stirred in there very, very well. No clumps. All right, we've got it well mixed, and now we're going to get it off the sides and really make sure that it's nice and smooth before we add our add-ins. And today I'm doing semi-sweet chocolate chips and pecans. Normally I use dark chocolate because I prefer that better. It's not quite as sweet. You can add whichever you prefer. Milk chocolate, you can do, the base is peanut butter, so you can also add peanut butter chips or butterscotch chips and macadamia nuts. You could add anything you want to this. Okay, now that it's mixed well, I'm going to get out my cookie sheets, my very old cookie sheets. And you don't need to grease them. You can use parchment paper if you prefer, but these cookies do not stick. Now sometimes I will use a tablespoon measure, and today I'm using 1/4 cup. It makes a nice big cookie. Some people don't really like to have them too big, but sometimes you can actually, some people make filling for them. I'm just doing this just to kind of expedite the process here, but if you do a small cookie, say a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, you're going to cook them for about 8 to 10 minutes on 350 degrees. Or if you do this size, which I'm doing 1/4 cup, it's going to take probably about 20 minutes, and you have to keep your eyes on it because what will happen is once the edges start to just very lightly brown, it's time to take them out. If you let it stay in there until it's a dark brown, the edges, it's going to be burnt underneath, trust me. And these cookies look soft when they come out. They might look like they're not even done in the center. Trust me, they are. And you will want to let them cool about 5 minutes or so in the pan before you take them out, and then they should scoop out beautifully, no problems. I've never had any problems with them. And it's just a very good, delicious, easy to make cookie for any holiday or any event. They're easy to wrap up. They're easy to store. Generally, when I'm done, I let them cool down completely on a paper towel, and then I will put them in a storage bag, and they can keep up to about 3 weeks. You can also freeze the dough, which I did. I had some leftover dough, and so what I did was I just rolled it up in a sandwich bag, and then I put it in a freezer bag and put it in my freezer, and that will stay in there indefinitely. And another thing is if you do have leftover cookie dough, you can seal it, put some plastic, make sure it's airtight, and that way you could just make a few cookies every day and have them fresh every day for at least a week. And it's just a wonderful thing to have in the refrigerator in case you have company, somebody stops by, you've got some fresh cookies, you make some coffee or hot tea, and there you go. It's just a wonderful recipe.